This is Your Homecoming with Cam Reddin on 2SSRFM 99.7.
You may remember some rumours surfacing last year that linked Tim Cahill's Star Socceroo to a potential A-League team established right here in the Sutherland Shire. Well, while the odds of Tim Cahill calling Cronulla home anytime soon look to be fading somewhat, a report this week released in the Sydney Morning Herald makes it look slightly more likely. The dream may well still truly be alive. On the line is Wayne Schweickle. He is the president of the Sutherland Shire Football Association. G'day, Wayne.
G'day, Cam. How you going, mate?
Very well, mate. Look, I really appreciate your time on the show this afternoon. I want to ask you, first of all, is this a reality? Are we in the realm here? Is this a chance of actually coming together?
Yeah, it's quite possible that it could come together. There's been some conversations over the last 18 months or so heading in this direction with positive conversations involving Football South Coast, the St George Local Football Association, local council, and Football Australia as to see if there's a possibility of basing a A-League team somewhere down in this area.
What's the mood been in those sort of conversations? Are all parties rather confident that this is something that will happen, even if it's not, say, for next season, but somewhere down the line?
Yeah, everybody's really confident and positive towards bringing it together. And by collectively working together, we should be able to come up with a solution that sees an A-League team based here somewhere, as I said, in this area.
I know I'm certainly a fan of it, and I know we've heard this week our new mayor, Carmelo Pesce, Kent Johns are all massive fans of it. What is the feel you've got from the grassroots area? Is there a real passion in the Shire for a team here?
Oh, definitely. And it would be one thing, especially for the Sutherland Shire, that with 18,500 registered players, to have a local A-League team that they would support, be able to call their own, or they would have had a really good association with Sydney FC, just to get behind a local team. Now, and again, that goes for St George, as I said, and for Football South Coast.
Absolutely. I suppose the most important aspect to all this is building the community around it, isn't it? Because you can't just have the senior club and then expect everything to just fall into place under it. It has to be really networked here, doesn't it?
That's correct, and that'll be part of us as the association working with whatever the A-League team is and supporting them, getting behind them, and then obviously they coming into the local community and supporting our local clubs and our grassroots players, I should say, and encouraging them to get behind the sport.
Fantastic. And also, if you think about it even from a wider perspective here, this would add, say we get our Sutherland Shire side, this would add another 6 derbies for the A-League season in Sydney alone. That would be enormous, not just for football locally, but I would have thought for the state as well.
Oh, definitely, yeah. Look, you think of the monetary value that would bring into the local community.
Oh, yeah.
To the local businesses. You'll have for instance, if it was in the Sutherland area and we looked at a facility, it may be Raimonda Stadium, so there's a facility that's not used during the summer months. But again, looking at a holistic view, again, you've got Wollongong and St George. So look, we're supportive of it. If it comes to Sutherland Shire, that's a great thing. If it happens to go elsewhere, but we will still support it because it's only going to benefit football in this part of Sydney and all local grassroots players. And it's grassroots driven. That's the main thing.
And it comes like that way when we talk about any sort of club, isn't it? Because it's a real community centre. We look at what the Sharks do, even just around the Shire as an example, and it becomes a real hub for community. So it's a lot more than just the sport.
That's correct. And it's the locals identifying with something local that they take ownership of and take pride in, and it builds and grows from there. And I can only see a benefit and a positive aspects coming out of this.
I couldn't agree more. I'm certainly one that hopes it gets up. I want to ask you, as president of the Shire Football Association, how's the season been so far? I believe the season's just about wrapped up now, isn't it?
Yeah, it's been really good. We've just finished the last state league competition last weekend with one of our local clubs, Martin. Their women 30As were champions of champions.
Oh, Ripper.
Within Football New South Wales, they were the gun team in that age group.
You beauty.
We had a number of other teams that all age men's 21s. They got through to the finals as well, but they weren't successful. But we have been successful on a number of levels. Our Women's Premier League from our Shire based, were successful in a number of competitions, and one of them going through and winning that competition. So we do have a really good, strong, grassroots-based local association, and it goes through and shows with the success against other associations and teams from other areas.
That's exactly what we want to hear. So hopefully the ball is rolling. Hopefully we can get there. I really do appreciate your time on the show, Wayne. I want to ask you one last question before I let you go. If we have to come up with a name here, what are we leaning towards? We've got the Sharks here. It's got to be something else.
Look, I don't know. I would like to see something that relates to the southern area of say, Sydney, and as I say, and including Football South Coast and St George. What it would be, I don't know, but I think it would have to be something southern related, which would be a great thing. And to identify them on their own, it could be something Southern Stars. I don't know. As an example.
I like that. That's not bad at all.
Something that I think needs to set them apart from other codes, maybe like rugby league.
Yeah.
Set them apart, but have them that they identify with the area, but they stand alone. So something along those lines would be great. That'd be good.
I like it. So the steps are put. Hopefully we are on the right track. Wayne Schweickle, President of the Sutherland Shire Football Association. Really appreciate your time on the show, mate. And enjoy the off-season. I hope you don't work too hard.
Oh, thanks very much. Anytime at all.
So there is your take-home assignment for the weekend. What do we call the Sutherland Shire A-League side? You heard there Wayne Schweickle, President of the Sutherland Shire Football Association. The steps are being put in place here. This is a very real chance of happening, and we've heard talk over the last couple of days and even the last couple of weeks that the Wellington Phoenix A-League side are just about on their last legs now. A few years ago, they did have their own financial problems. They recovered from those, and they've put together a couple of respectable seasons in the league, in the A-League. But one of the main arguments here is that having that one New Zealand side and being called the A-League here, possibly from an Australian biased perspective, which I don't think is necessarily a bad thing, but I think the FFA's main problem with this is that having that one New Zealand team really doesn't benefit Australian football in any way. There's no real way to develop Australian talent. Now, I am very much a fan of having the New Zealand side in the competition, but I tell you what, if I had to choose one or the other, I would much prefer the Sutherland Shire to have our own side that we could barrack alongside the Sharks. For a long time, we have been a one sport, a one code, and a one team town. And I love the Sharks as much as anyone else, but I think having a soccer side in the Sutherland Shire representing us would be brilliant.
This is your homecoming on 2SSR FM 99.7, the sound of the Sutherland Shire.